Welcome back to Al Chapo Sports, everyone's least favorite sports show where we do thinking so you don't have to. Today we're getting back into the top 10 of the NFL after week 4. I'm joined here by my lovely producer, as you can see, and we're going to get right on into it. Starting with number 10, the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Giants this week. That's no big accomplishment. The Giants are atrocious this year, but the Seahawks have a good record. They're doing good things. They're playing well. So, yeah, Seahawks, for your consistency, even though it wasn't a win against a great team or anything, you are in number 10. Moving on to number 9, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the Jets this week. The Chiefs only have one defeat on the season, and that was to the Lions, who are a very good team. But this Jets win was not pretty. Apparently, Taylor Swift has been giving Travis Kelce too much hanky-spanky or something because they let this game be way too close. A Zach Wilson-led Jets should never be within 3 points of the Kansas City Chiefs. But alas, the Chiefs won. Their record is 3-1, I believe. So, congratulations on your number 9 spot. Moving on, we've got number 8, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys got a victory against the New England Patriots this week, and it was a dominant performance. New England is a team I think is better than their record might suggest. They're more talented than what they've shown on the field. Nevertheless, they were absolutely outclassed by the Cowboys. So maybe the Cowboys are real this year. I don't know. It seems like they're real every year, only to lead to utter disappointment for their fans, which I am not one of. But yes, their record is looking good. They got a dominant win this week, which lands them the number 8 spot. Moving on to number 7, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers cleaned house against the Saints this week. That's a division game. That's a conference game. That's a very important win to win. And they did it in style. They put the hurt on New Orleans, who is another team I think is better than their record might suggest, especially with Derek Carr playing very good ball. But Baker Mayfield is playing better apparently because the Bucs are now, 3-1? So kudos to you, Buccaneers. I'm really cheering Baker for this comeback story. I think he got done very dirty in Cleveland, so I'm rooting for you, Baker. Keep up the fire. Moving on to number 6, I believe. The Eagles. The Eagles won this week against the Washington, formerly Redskins. And it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. It's hard to imagine having an undefeated team at the number 6 spot when almost all the teams above the Eagles in this ranking have imperfect records, but the Eagles are not as strong as their record suggests. They're not as strong as their undefeated title might suggest because Washington brought them within inches of their lives this week in an overtime game, but the Eagles squeaked by a win. I can't deny undefeatedness, but I can punish your sloppiness. So you land at 6, Philadelphia. Moving on to number 5, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens absolutely demolished Cleveland in what I thought was going to be a very competitive game. Now, mind you, Cleveland's star quarterback didn't play the game because of an injury, so maybe this wasn't the full what we could expect for a Cleveland-Baltimore game this season. Hopefully, Mr. Winston is in good health for the next meeting down later in the season. But this is a great win for Baltimore. It's a division win. I believe, have they beat everyone in their division already? Have they played the Steelers? I don't think they have, but they're cleaning house in their division. They are looking as good as ever. There are some minor concerns to be had and how some of the play is looking on the field. But Baltimore is hanging tough, and they absolutely deserve this number, what are we even at, 5 spot? Yeah, 5. Moving on to number 4, we have the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins got spanked by the Buffalo Bills, another game I predicted incorrectly. The Dolphins are a juggernaut. Make no mistake about it. And I don't think this week's game is entirely representative of who they are as a team. I think they'll bounce back, and I think they'll bounce back strong. I see no scenario where the Dolphins are not a playoff team, but they got cooked pretty good this weekend by Buffalo, which leads them dropping from formerly our number 1 spot to the number 4 spot. Moving on to number 3, we have the Buffalo Bills, the team that beat them. Shaky start to the season for the Bills. Losing to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers was not a good look. Josh Allen's play early on in the season was very inconsistent, to say the least. Lots of interceptions, lots of turnovers, just not looking good. He's a gunslinger, though. That's who he is. And gunslingers live by the sword, and they die by the sword. Ever since that week 1 loss, they have been living by the sword, and they just beat what I thought was the best team in the NFL in the Miami Dolphins. So kudos, Buffalo, on your number 3 spot. There are 2 teams, though, who I think are a little bit better. Moving on to number 2, one of those teams is the Lions, the Detroit Lions. When's the last time you ever heard this? The Detroit Lions being not only a good team, but a top 10 team, let alone a top 2 team. Oh, the Lions beat Green Bay this week. That is a statement victory. Green Bay seemed to be the only one in the division who is going to be able to challenge the Lions. And with the Lions win this weekend, or Thursday night actually, with their solid win against the Packers, it's hard to conceive that the Lions are going to lose this division in any way. I think the Lions are a shoo-in for the playoffs. They might even be a shoo-in for that coveted number 1 seed. But maybe not, because the number 1 seed probably will more likely go to our number 1 team, the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners beat Arizona this week, which, who cares? It's Arizona, a terrible team. But they are 5-0, and unlike the Eagles, they are playing like they are 5-0. They look like they are 5-0. They are the juggernaut of the NFL right now. They are the team to beat. It's going to be a tough outing for anyone this season against San Francisco. So that is our top 10, guys. Comment down below. Tell me who you think the 10 best teams are. Did I get them right? Did I get them wrong? Did I get them kind of right, kind of wrong, kind of in the wrong order? Tell me below. Tell me who you think the top 10 teams are. Like the video, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next time.